The NWL day number 5. It's the loser bracket round 1. One of these two players will drop out of the tournament with a prize pool of over $9,000. Romantic here. In the upper left, the young and upcoming human player from China. He is facing an old school player, the winner of the ESWC 2006. It is China versus Korea. It is human versus undead. It is romantic versus Lucifer.
Alright, and Lucifer, but undead especially, have been having a lot of trouble against the Chinese human players. Romantic, we have to say, is not one of the very top Chinese human players. He's no Infi, he's no Yumiko, he's no TH. But probably he is 4th in line, and also he has the love of yours, if that is good for something. And Lucifer, again, we mentioned it before, he has strong performances, but he also definitely is pretty damn disappointing every now and then. Which Lucifer is going to show up today, we're going to find out. I remember Lucifer actually playing some crazy strategies, like maybe, what was it, 6 months ago or something, against the humans from China, where he actually won quite a few games in IFANG Cups. It seemed like he didn't have an answer, he didn't know how to win the game with standard, and then he tried to pull a rabbit out of the hat and actually went, for example, for a Pit Lord third to get Rain of Fire with a Nova to kill the repairing peasants. And actually it was a game on Ancient Isles. I think he won against TH back then. I'm not sure who it was exactly, but it wasn't Ancient Isles, it was a Pit Lord third. Yeah, breaking the Expo seems to be his answer. Of course, we have almost never seen an undead being able to counter expand and win a game from there, unless we think back to WCA 2014, where WFZ won against TH on Amazonia with a counter expansion in a crazy game, but that is definitely something very, very rare.
Indeed, and of course WFZ back then, the best undead in the world. The rise of 120 had not begun just yet, but Lucifer, I think, pretty far away from the level of WFZ and 120 nowadays. But, as you mentioned it, he's always up for a surprise. Stealing that Ogre is a nice opening for him. Do not get surrounded, brother. No, he won't. So, a big chunk of experience for Lucifer, but the item goes towards Romantic. So the question is, will this boy play an expansion? And I think the answer is yes.
Yeah, like 99% of the time, the answer is gonna be yes. By the way, we saw Lucifer trying to go for some Archmage damage early on, and we see it here again as Frostmourne is once more hungry. Because this is Ancient Isles, it's super hard to get mercenary support on this map. Well, actually, it's not hard to get the support to creep the camp, but if you get creep-jacked, oh boy, are you in trouble. So getting every point of damage onto the AM early is worth quite a bit, especially later on when he creeps the Expo and you have a Fiend in tow and the Archmage is kind of out of position. Then you might be able to get a hero kill or at least force him far, far away where the DK will have way more freedom. But for the time being, the human actually didn't creep the little Murloc at a little Knoll camp, but instead is going for the expansion right away right now with so many peasants. It is 9 peasants in total.
He really wants this Expo, man. The early game for Lucifer was quite good. He got the Ogre, he got some hits, he pulled some time from Romantic's clock. So that's why this results in so many peasants helping out. And that's a great opportunity for Lucifer to pick up some pieces here. There is poison on the peasants. We see, the coil a little mistimed, a little too early.
Yeah, well done by Romantic, trying to bait that there. But he still would like to get the big one. The Fiend needs to get in some shots, but Romantic, does he get it? No! He gives it up. The DK gets the last hit with a coil. The claws +9, however, go towards the AM. But still, apart from that one creep, he got everything here. But look at how far away he is from level 3. He skipped out on one creep camp. And now he might be level 2 for quite a while.
Oh, and he loses so many peasants here, man. Third one down, and in return he only loses skeletons, which gives a little experience towards the Archmage. But as you mentioned, still level 2.5. This early game for the old schooler, for the former Meteor Makers player, is doing very, very well. He has 2 Fiends on the battlefield. One has been sent home to heal up a bit on Blight, but there's more coming. Tier 2 tech almost finished. He tries to harass a little more, but the positioning of the Footman seems to be very nice here in between the trees, so he can't really do anything. But yeah, he got at least 3 peasants, plus 2 creeps in the early game. That's a good Lucifer we're seeing today.
Yeah, so far so good. He delayed the expansion, but only slightly. And he can't keep up the pressure all the time because he decided to not research the backpack upgrade, so he had no more rods, so he had to go back to base to get some rods of necromancy. He's getting the Lich, and he has 4 fiends here, so that's quite a decent army already. Is he maybe gonna go for the slaughterhouse push with the meat wagons on tier 2, but that seems to rarely be working out? Or is he gonna go to tier 3? Of course, if he goes to tier 3, that opens up a lot of harassment opportunity for Romantic, and we know all the Chinese humans, they really like to play that style.
Indeed. With water elementals going into the main base, harassing the acolytes, the big weakness of the undead, always a possibility to come back into a game. But can Romantic withstand the pressure that is coming? He wants the Null Overseer, there is no mana! He tried to get it with Frostborn but fails, he picks up the item, and that's a big one because it's Sentry Wards.
Yeah, pretty nice, especially to give you vision behind the town hall of the expansion to kill the workers. I think is the biggest benefit of this. Or maybe place it somewhere outside your base so you can see the attacking opponent coming in. And we see the tier 3 tech now for Lucifer. And the slaughterhouse as well. The Lich is on the battlefield. The first Nova secures the first kill, I think, of the game. So that was first blood being drawn right there. Well, I guess peasants died before, but they're not actual army. We don't have any towers just yet for Romantic, and that's the #1 key goal for Lucifer here. Delay the towers, cancel and cancel them over and over again until you got a few destroyers, and when there's not that many guard towers there, once you have like 2 or 3 destroyers, you can just crush the expo. So, can the human get the towers up? Can Lucifer destroy them? That's a question.
Yeah, Romantic's big strength is, I guess, to endure pressure, to gather gold and be patient all the time, and then place, I don't know, we talked about this before, 6 to 7 workshops and try to crush your opponent with tanks or gyrocopters or whatever. That's something that no one else plays but him, but will it work on Ancient Isles? I'm not too sure about that. Nice position of the shop for Romantic in between bases, so you can always go there, the distance is not too far away. The Archmage now with boots. Death Knight has to be a little careful with only 250 HP, but he's doing fine so far. He has been cancelling towers over and over and over again, so now it's Romantic on the move, trying to scare him away with Defend upgrade. It's of course pretty damn easy to fight against Fiends, but another Nova coming in, blasted from the Lich, and he's gathering experience.
Yeah, so many defend footmen. They might not be able to kill the fiends, but they drive them back. Because once they catch up with defend, you can't really fight them head on anymore. At least not without a level 3 DK. So now he did get some time for his towers. How many of them finished? None of them yet so far, actually. So Lucifer might be able to once again cancel some of them. And by the way, I'm having crazy spikes. Do the people in-game notice, or is it just for me?
No, it's just for you. My game is running smooth as silk.
Okay.
It's supposed to be.
I'm lagging super hard, so I think you need to carry this off.
No problem. Coil Nova on the Archmage. The Obsidian statues remain alive. And how much mana is that? No more Nova, but 2 more coils. So maybe he can do some more pressure towards the first hero and drive Romantic even further away. 2 guard towers up now, and with Masonry upgrade level 1, it becomes a lot harder to tear them down, but he can focus on... Oops. Oh, nice job from the Archmage. Goes onto the Acolyte. Town Portal from Lucifer. He lost the first one and now forces the counter Town Portal. Question is, how many Acolytes did he lose in this? 2.
2 Acolytes were lost. He also forced a Spirit Tower, which is also a little bit of gold lost. So every little bit of gold and timing you can take away from the undead here before he gets the destroyers is actually a big deal. And of course those footmen are pretty much useless now anyways. How many towers does he have to defend? That is the big question. 2 guard towers at the expo. That is actually easily crackable. Yeah. Super easily crackable. But Lucifer's getting distracted. This could be the first huge mistake of this game. He's morphing destroyers now though. Might be in time.
Yeah, I think he was just distracted for brief second, and now he's going where it matters, towards the expansion, but Romantic is preparing a counter push as well. We have to keep our eyes on that one, but now 3 destroyers high up in the air with mana, with splash damage. First guard tower is down. How many can he kick? Second one, the third one down as well. The Lich is not helping at the moment to not get his mana burned from the Arcane Tower. 3 towers down, and look at all the splash damage. A Nova would be awesome in this one here, but I don't know what's happening. The human player, mass repair on that tower here from Lucifer. He keeps it, looking good, no damage at all, and the final guard tower is down, even if there's no mana anymore. Level 3 on the Death Knight, things are looking very, very good for Lucifer.
Yeah, he doesn't even need the Lich here in this attack, and yeah, this was just a basic case of not enough towers. This Expo is at least, all the peasants are going to be dead. Is he actually going to be able to kill the Expo? That's another question. The Archmage in the main is able to deal some damage. He killed 2 Acolytes and 1 Footman, and more might be following. Now the Lich could be in trouble, but so is the Archmage. Is there a Nova? Yes, there is! No TP out! Huge mistake from Romantic! And this was a quick one. Romantic was not able to keep up with the pressure.
Looks like child's play for Lucifer here on Ancient Isles, but of course this was one of the worst maps for Romantic to start the series with. But a 1-0 advantage into a series, always a nice start, boosts your mental state. But I guess once we come to maps like Twisted Meadows or other bigger maps, Last Refuge maybe, that's where Romantic starts to shine then.
Yeah, of course, the Merc Camp is a huge deal. And as you say, Ancient Isles not being the greatest map, it takes your Archmage a while to get level 2. If you delay it even further, like not taking the tiny creep camp, and you lose creep to a coil from the first camp, both of these things happened. Yeah. You have a bit of a bad early game. Level 3 is late. Your harass of the Acolytes late. Everything is delayed. So yeah, not the best map for him, but still, I feel like he was, despite that bad early game, underestimating Lucifer, because he had so few guard towers. And I mean, this matchup is pretty much figured out. You have to know the destroyers are coming. It was just not enough. So I hope I hate to say this, but he has to get more towers. I mean, we don't want to see it, but it's what you need to do, actually. He has to get more towers, have to get them earlier. Otherwise, he's going to be losing his expansion every time.
The undead heart of Remo is bleeding saying these words, but yeah, you have to be objective, and that's definitely the case. Lucifer did a good job hanging around the expansion, cancelling towers throughout the entire game, so I think you can't only blame Romantic, but also praise Lucifer here a bit for his timing. It was pretty good. I think Romantic tried to lower the pressure by doing a counter go or attack the Acolytes, but it didn't work that well. He had to town portal out very, very quick. He tried it for the second time, lost his Archmage due to a pretty simple mistake that he did, not pulling the town portal, not counting on the Lich's mana. So, yeah, that's the 1-0 here.
Yeah, of course it's a best of 5 series, so we have quite a few games. At the very least 2 more on our hands, and do you know the map pool? I don't, but it's 5 maps, so it's a lot of maps, so there's going to be some good human maps in there as well. Twisted Meadows, for example, which is very good for the human. Turtle Rock will most likely be vetoed by Romantic. Echo Isles, perhaps. We don't have the vetoes, unfortunately, but yeah. Romantic, I don't know, you think he's still favored and by Yoss, still his favorite player after that performance? Because honestly, like,
yeah, Yoss is sticking to his guys. I know that Jaizo was gaining sympathies from Yoss as well, but we only saw like 1 best of 3 for him, so no follow up so far. But this Jaizo guy from South Korea was super duper interesting to watch. That was the guy who played the Alchemist third with Heal Spray versus what was it? I don't know. Night Elf, most likely. Or? Yeah, I guess versus Bear.
Didn't he play Alchemist Heal Spray versus a Warden?
Yeah, Warden, exactly. That's what it is. So I don't see the game just yet.
Yeah, me neither. I think we're gonna be notified by our good friend Mr. Lee.
I just asked him. The Nice Game TV guy. Wait, he says. Okay, so we wait again. The first broadcast of NWL last week was absolutely perfect. Today, some hiccups here and there. But that's how it is sometimes.
Yeah, it's still going, well, as planned as it can after a player says that he has to leave. Second game is on time. And yeah.
Running out of topics here.
We kind of are. We talked about so much.
Oh, by the way, have you heard that Xiao Ti is back?
I think I heard it from you. Yeah. Do you know where he's going to be making his debut? Which tournament?
PGL in April. There's going to be 3 PGL tournaments this year. Spring, summer, and winter, I guess. And Xiao Ti will make his appearance at the spring tournament. I guess he was a...
Wait a minute. Yeah, go ahead. Actually, Todd is in chat right now, and maybe Todd remembers he played Xiao Ti on Melting Valley.
Oh my god, one of the best games of all time.
Crazy game. I think it may be my favorite game of all time. It is in our top 100 playlist. It's place 11 or 12, I'm not sure. But it's absolutely nuts. Xiao Ti versus Todd back then. I don't know if he's listening right now or if he remembers, but this guy definitely was extremely good and provided some amazing games, especially that one with a farcier craziness into late game on Melting Valley.
Game is up.
One of the few good games on Melting Valley.
True that. Oh, we had a few more. I think the games on Melting Valley were always pretty exciting. The game is up, by the way. For example, Lucifer versus Moon, where Moon lost his Zeppelin with like 3 heroes inside and they all died. And
he only had money for one more bad rider.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that was great. And
what's the map, Neo? I don't know what
the map is Echo Isles.
Okay, and the password is the same?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry for interrupting you.
No problem. And in general, I really liked the human versus orc meta game on Melting Valley with lots of griffins and the counter with bad riders and maybe sometimes an alchemist third with acid bomb to counter the mass armor. Do you find it?
I'm not seeing it yet.
Can I invite you into this somehow?
Echo Isles, you said, right?
Yeah. It's Echo Isles and it's the same game name as before.
How many slots does it have?
I don't know.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, so we're ready. It's Echo Isles, everybody, and this is where we saw 8 workshops from Romantic. 8! That was incredible. I don't really remember when it was, but where was it, actually? I can't remember. What did we cast? Maybe China versus Korea.
I don't think I was casting that game with you.
No, I think it was me and yours.
Yeah, I think 8 workshops I would have remembered.
So it has to be Lolliot Cup 1 or 2. I'm not sure, but yeah. Legendary game, obviously. This is the human meta game that we all want to see. But it worked. He won that game.
Oh, I think...
You remember now?
It was it against Undead?
I guess Night Elf.
No, then I don't
I'm
remember.
not too sure. Could have been against Undead as well. So many stuff going on. Can't remember everything. So we're waiting for Romantic to start this game. Seems to be a little slow, this dude.
Needs to recover from this loss. Well, Echo Isles, it's a lot easier to get level 2, and mercenary support, if you decide to go for it, is a lot easier to secure for yourself. Some humans, though, don't creep the merc camp, because you need more militia that takes away more from your lumber, that delays your tech more. But of course, the merc support is very strong. But we also see players just going for the tiny camps and getting level 3 a little bit slower, but having more lumber. What are we going to see this time? Gonna find out in just a second.
Okay, Todd is asking if he won that game or lost versus Xiao Ti. I think he won, right?
I'm not sure, but I think he won as well.
Yeah, I think he won with a water elemental at the end. Or was it the invincible paladin?
No. It was water elementals against spirit wolves trying to kill buildings.
So the game is supposed to start, and yeah, here's the countdown: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, he lost. All right. Oh, he lost. Ah, damn. Yeah, it's been 2 years since we casted it, so that was so good. I think we have to recast it in English sometime.
That was such a close game. Like I think it actually came down to one last right click. I think it was something insane like this. It was definitely the closest game I've ever seen, and so entertaining through and through. Hopefully this game will be as well. Romantic is behind 1-0 here in the series, in this best of 5. Lucifer is leading, but Echo Isles, many would say, a good map for human. Romantic, it's gonna be up to him to equalize.
That is right. He's starting in the upper left of Echo Isles in his beloved green. Let's see if he plays the Mountain King or the Archmage. Both, of course, possible here on this very map. On the other side, Lucifer, former MVP of the season in a WC3L season. I can't remember which one, maybe 10 or 11. Oh no, that might have been a little too late. I'm not too sure, but he was. For Meteor Makers, of course, he's most likely gonna pick the Death Knight. No power build on the altar, and I guess he's gonna creep the 2 green spots first, since his altar is pointing towards this camp right here. And he picks the Archmage with Water Elementals, of course, and Brilliance Aura over the Mountain King.
Alright, I'm gonna have to leave you solo for a minute. I'll be right back.
Alright. It's not that we had plenty of time before, but that's how Remo works. Alright. Death Knight here, no fancy stuff for Lucifer, for the Devil. He's playing late Fiends, the TD build order, and once again a very early Nerubian tower to be able to defend the Suraz. Archmage here, I mentioned this before. So, yeah, coming back from a 1-0, never easy, but in a best of 5, everything is possible. Yesterday we saw a best of 7 between Lorliad and Moon, and you could see the momentum swinging between those 2 players. Maybe it's the same here. Maybe this time it's gonna be easier to get the expansion up, and definitely on Echo Isles it is. It's maybe the map with the easiest expansion, I'd say, with a very early level 3 for the human player, so this definitely favors him. But here comes the Death Knight, ready to steal some creeps. The big one is gone already. Can he steal this Troll Trapper? Oh, nice pickup at the Water Elemental. It was ensnared. Frostborn Hungers saving that skeleton here. And once again, buying some time. The longer Romantic needs for this creep, the later he can start this expansion, obviously. But so far, no creep steal with a coil, since he's driving him away with more and more footmen. On the other side, tier 2 tech already, very early for Lucifer, of course, to get to the destroyers as early as he can. Echo Isles, of course, with the marketplace and only 1 shop, you know that, so maybe later shop control will be important, but in this matchup not so much, only for the invul potions most likely. So yeah, he's finally gonna finish the Trapper and get closer to level 2, but already the expansion is very much delayed. Just with the presence of the Death Knight, and that's all that Lucifer wants to accomplish. New rods, more harassment, and more delay coming in. Tier 2 tech 1/4 or 1/3, something like that, and more Fiends are coming to support the Death Knight and harass. More Militia is coming. So yeah, it's gonna be hard again for Romantic, but still a lot of time to push to pull things off.
And this creeping from Romantic seems to be a little bit off. He pulled 5 peasants, 5 militia here, and then only goes for the little green camp. This cannot be possibly be his desire. By the way, last hit there with the coil. I think he wanted to go for the expo, and then he's like, yeah, actually, you know what? No, there's a Death Knight here. Better not do that. But I mean, it's a level 1 DK. With half HP, what are you so afraid of? So he decided not to go for the expo, rather go for the little green camp, loses a creep lasted anyways. Now the Fiend is here as well. By the way, no backpack again. And now he's going for the Expo. But this looks like a lot of indecision in my mind.
Yeah, maybe he thought, okay, I have to speed things up. Maybe I can creep this with Militia alone and walk down already. But that didn't work at all, and he might be losing another peasant here to the Fiend. Yes, he does. Keeps on losing. Oh, is there another coil? Yes, it is. So the Fiend will most likely go away. Can he get the last hit on the Magi? It's gonna be close. Frostmourne and the last hit. Level 2 just from harassment. Nice block, but no. He can get away with murder. Level 2, +2 Ring of Protection. And yeah, Romantic with a horrible start once again.
It seems like it's not his day, because this is pretty much figured out by the top humans in China. You put 2, maybe 3, but most of the time 2 footmen on the Death Knight all the time. Their only job is follow the Death Knight around and slash him with their swords if they have the chance. And the Archmage basically also shoots fireballs at him. So 2 footmen and the Archmage are on Death Knight duty, and the rest creeps the camps. But he had like 6 footmen on the DK. They were just running around like idiots. And the Archmage, well, sometimes he shoots the Death Knight, sometimes he shoots at the creeps. It doesn't look like he has a very good idea in this early game, but he gets the Tome of Experience, and that's certainly gonna help him.
Indeed. Level 3 for the Archmage very, very soon. Level 2 Water Elementals, but Lucifer is already on a good way to Tier 3. The Slaughterhouse is coming. No Lich just yet. He's focusing heavily on his tech tree. So I guess the Destroyer push is coming rather sooner than later. Second Ring of Protection for him, so 7 armor, that's not the worst thing to get in combo. And now the Lich is coming, and with it's gonna be so hard. More harassment coming in, but there is an Arcane Tower already, so it's just a scout. I guess the Archmage, yeah, went for the boots. 3 Rings of Protection, by the way. The RNG on this map kinda off today.
Yeah. That is true. The boots of speed, as you say, though, pretty nice for the M to chase down the Fiends, and now he tries to delay as much as possible. Last game, he only had very few towers. They were cancelled so many times, and I guess this time that's not what he wants to have happen. In fact, at his expansion, he's not even fully mining gold. He is prioritizing getting towers up, and I think that might be the right choice here. But now he's threatening the counterattack into the undead main, and of course Lucifer doesn't want to have to deal with this. Losing an Acolyte, we all know it is a huge deal. You can't reproduce him, you're gonna lose a lot of gold. But this tier 3 tag is so super quick, man, like extremely fast. But how much is he gonna be able to do with it? Maybe he's gonna try to solo defend with the Lich and the Orb. Should be doable for him. Because he's not going to have many destroyers early on. He's going to have a second statue and an upgrade coming after this, the destroyer form upgrade, but that's a maximum of 2 destroyers. That is not too threatening if you have quite a few towers.
So Lucifer wants to pick up now to get level 3 on the Death Knight. The Lich is here and he drives him away. No chance for an Acolyte Harris, even with the Tully Staff and boots. There's nothing he wants to do at the moment but mining gold, and maybe start the tech in the near future. But he needs more lumber for that, and that's going to take some time. Here's the pickup, here's level 3, here is level 2 Coil, and of course the combination of Coil Nova is feared for years. Destroyer upgrade is coming, and now Romantic is going for the kill on the shop, which is a little too late, but here comes the repair squad. And so the Tome of Relics is safe, the production of Obsidian Statues is safe as well. And once again it looks like Lucifer has no problems at all fighting Romantic off.
Yeah, but of course he still keeps the undead back in his base. That's his only goal here.
That's right.
Towers are coming up, 4 guard towers at the Expo. Maybe not placed the best. For example, the guard tower, the one of them, if you attack him, the splash damage is going to hit 2 other towers. But it's not going to be infinite destroyer, so maybe not the most important. In his main, only 2 guard towers. That's way more vulnerable. Of course, you can't enter the main with the Fiends, but maybe the destroyers can do it solo. And now Lucifer finally finds an opening to attack the expansion. At the same time, though, there's a counterattack of the human into the main base of the undead. Who's going to be coming out favorably here? This time he has way more towers to defend.
Yeah, first guard tower is down with 2 destroyers, but he did not attack the one in the middle, so he does them one by one. Second tower down, will he get the third one? Oh, one destroyer dies to the towers, the coil was too late. In the meantime, the shop is gone for Lucifer, and the ghouls are suffering as well, so it looks definitely better for Romantic this time.
Yeah, way better. One destroyer micro correctly can pretty much hold this pressure solo. But it takes some time to get rid of the human, and I'm completely lagging out here.
I think he lost 2 destroyers and a fiend to this tower push. What the hell is going on with Lucifer? He seems to be completely overwhelmed with the multitasking at the moment. The Archmage about to die here, but no threatening here. What the fuck, man? Lucifer is losing so much. One Acolyte, second Acolyte.
Yeah, he also lost his one destroyer defending in the main, which is a mistake that should never happen. And yeah, you're absolutely right, he was overwhelmed, he couldn't keep up with the multitasking here, attacking on and defending on 2 fronts, and now he's left with only 3 fiends, and no destroyer, and not even a shop, and actually only 3 acolytes. This is looking absolutely disastrous.
Oh, he wants the Archmage now, post the town portal. Yeah, the economy is suffering so damn hard. 3 acolytes now, and 1 ghoul. Only 28 food. Romantic is mining. But what the hell? It looked like he was not even in the same room as before when this happened. Like he left his chair for like a minute.
Nah, it was just multitasking probably. He was looking in the wrong spot at the wrong time. He was looking at the main when he was supposed to be looking at the expo, and the other way around. It is something that is hard to do, and maybe something that's even harder for older players. Of course, we know Lucifer is not the youngest anymore. But yeah, that multitasking, he didn't keep up. He didn't do what needed to be done. And now the expo is so super safe, man. We have 4 guard towers, we have 2 more coming. There's more coming in the main, and he basically has no army. As you said before, he is down so low in supply, only 37. Some kind of miracle needs to happen here. Yeah. Which one exactly, I'm not sure, but he needs one.
I don't think even a hero kill will help him that much, because he won't be reliant, or Romantic won't be reliant on his heroes. I guess it's gonna be, yeah, mass mech, as you would call it in StarCraft maybe, because we already see the blacksmith, so lots of workshops will come. Tome of Strength here. It's okay for the Death Knight, but of course he was hoping for a Tome of Experience for the Lich. Level 4.5, Archmage already, and he's going for the base once again. There is a shop now, and he has Backpack finally. He has a Sacrificial Skull.
Yep, and there's one Acolyte parked at the Mercenary camp. His plan is to counter-expand. But Jesus Christ, is that gonna be late? And maybe if the human clicks on the Fiend, he sees the Sacrificial Skull, but that's not necessarily something you do. For now, he's gonna be driven away from the undead main. Of course, Lucifer's army is still way superior, so Romantic has to get out of here. But yeah, he knows his expo is super safe, so now basically his only concern has to be, alright, how do I lose this game? How do I actually lose? And counter-expansion and not dealing with said counter-expansion is probably the only way, so he should be looking out for this.
Indeed. So, did he lose an Acolyte? No, this time he didn't. But of course, Romantic can easily afford the town portal. He has like 1,200 gold at the moment. He started his tier 3 tag halfway through. Next masonry upgrade, the second one, and both players simultaneously creeping the Merc camp. The Mountain King as a second hero, and he's so afraid of hero focus that he bought 2 potions of healing, Ring of Regeneration and Protection Ring on top of that. For Lucifer, it's a Parrot of Vitality. Maybe not the worst drop versus a Mountain King, but definitely not the best as well. So, Haunted Goldmine halfway through, no Necropolis so far. Lots of scouting going on. He doesn't see the workshops because there's only 1 Arcane Sanctum here at the moment. Okay, here are 2 workshops. What's he doing
scouted it.
to Sanctum? At the moment it's just for the scan.
Is it actually just for the true sight? What is this called anyways, this upgrade?
No idea.
Arcane Sentry, I think, or something like this.
Possible.
Is he just getting it for the reveal of the Arcane Towers?
That would fit Romantic's playstyle.
Would be weird. And yeah, as you said before, workshop number 1 and 2 are finished. We don't see 8 of them just yet. By the way, this is Echo Isles, and the problem for human here, unlike on Twisted Meadows, for example, is there's very few creeps in general on this map. So leveling up your second and third hero is damn hard. MK is already level 2.5. He's gonna be able to get level 3, but the Paladin third, where is he supposed to find his levels? That's gonna be way more difficult. The Lich, by the way, also already level 3, 3.5 almost, in fact. And yeah, this Expo has gotten up. Was this the mistake from Romantic? He scouted now with a footman, but if he hadn't committed so hard into the main base earlier where he had to TP out, he could have easily prevented this Expo, and maybe this is Lucifer's way back into this game.
Yeah, a lot of passiveness for Romantic, no aggression at all. He's creeping for such a long time now, and he lets the undead creep. Will he get level 5 here? No, but he's getting closer and closer. I guess it's definitely okay. At the same time, what can he accomplish with the Archmage here? Nothing. He's just leveling up his Mountain King to level 3 now. So I don't know. I highly doubt that this was the correct choice, but we'll see about that. So the question is, third hero for the Undead, Panda or Dark Ranger?
Good question. I think Panda would be fine because you don't have to be too afraid of high level second and third hero because again, this is Echo Isles. And he probably knows that tanks are going to be coming, and obviously Dark Ranger way worse against tanks than a Panda is. But I think both are viable. You definitely need a third one, though. I think you can't win this late game with only 2 heroes.
Exactly. Unfortunately.
By the way, shop control is important here
Nah.
for the invuls primarily.
Only for the invuls. That's right. You see the first 2 tanks, but I guess. He can defend that one. But maybe he's in time for the Necropolis. That would slow down the ability of town portaling to the expansion. He wants to follow that attack up. He has some breakers to burn the mana and have something on the battlefield. And he comes with ivory towers as well. Very interesting.
I'm not sure if this is a fight Lucifer wants to take. Well, he wants to try to go for the hero kills. We see a potion of healing on the Paladin. Loses the first fiend here, and yeah, Knights and Breakers are pretty tough to deal with. Loses the second fiend for pretty much free. In the meantime, tanks are at the expansion where there are spirit towers, not only narrow towers, and mass narrow towers usually way better against tanks. And even now the militia are coming in, so it seems like Romantic wants to finish this very, very early.
Yeah, and look at the Paladin here. 2 rings of regeneration. The regen is crazy. Just beaming up his HP pool, man. First tank is down, but he has to be aware that there are towers and tanks and knights and everything thrown at Lucifer. He's losing 1 unit after another. It's an absolute slaughter. He wants to go for the Paladin, but there was a potion being used, and now the 2 rings of regeneration are doing their work. Stormbolt towards the Death Knight. He has to pull the town portal, I guess. He can reposition himself in the fight. First Destroyer up. The Nerubian Tower is about to fall. He has mana, so he can deal with heroes, but the towers are coming up. Level 5 on the Archmage, who has also a potion. Mountain King in problems. There is an Invo potion and a heal potion, so he can deal with that. Holy shit, how much money he invested into potions is crazy.
Yeah, but now Lucifer only left with 47 supply. More and more tanks are coming. He's finally gonna get the Paladin, level 1 only though, and how much he committed for this. MK survives with the help of the Invul potion. But he kills the Water Elementals and the Knights. Alright, he got something. The Lich, by the way, being focused, being given the period of vitality. It's not enough though. The DK also in trouble, and that's it. He can't hold this tower tank tier 3 triple hero push. And Romantic takes it on Echo, and yeah, was to be expected after that mid-game.
Great human map, of course. Undeads struggle a lot there, but that was maybe the worst game I've seen in a long time by both players, I feel. Many mistakes.
I also think they could have played better there.
Usually you're the one bashing on players, but you're very, very calm today, very relaxed.
I mean, I think I am definitely at fault with this. Like, maybe sometimes we criticize players too much. We don't know their thought process. We don't know what they think, what is, the good and bad thing to do right then and there. And maybe there's a good reason for why they're doing it, and it just looks silly, but it can pay off in a different way. So being critical is kind of being overly critical sometimes is a big mistake on our side. But yeah, I would still agree with you. This game didn't seem like the best performance from either of them.
Maybe Lucifer was just taking a rest because he doesn't like this map very much. We'll see on map number 3. That was the equalizer in this series. So we're down to a best of 3 now, basically. Starting at the 0-0. And the next map is gonna be Turtle Rock, if I see that correctly. Yes, it is. So
Absolutely, and I'm so surprised. Like, why didn't Romantic veto this? What did he veto instead of Turtle Rock?
yeah, that's a good question.
Are there vetoes or are the maps predetermined?
Let me check this. I guess there are 7 maps. Wait a second.
All right, I'm gonna close the wardrobe here, guys.
So there's definitely at least 6 maps: Echo Isles, Turtle Rock, Ancient Isles, Tarina Stand, Twisted Meadows, and Amazonia. And maybe Last Refuge.
Yeah, Last Refuge has to be in there, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's being played everywhere. It's a really good map.
But
now
yeah,
people want me to open the wardrobe again.
Why wouldn't you veto Turtle Rock?
I'm asking Nice Game right now if the players actually have vetoes. But yeah, if you do have a veto, why wouldn't you veto Turtle Rock? That's your question. It's a good one because maybe is there close positions enabled here?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe that's kind of a gamble he's going for.
That's a
big gamble to take. Yeah, I know, but otherwise, Turtle Rock is always automatically a veto for human, pretty much in almost every matchup, especially against Undead, obviously.
Maybe he found a way.
Because the fast expansion is hard to take. But yeah, maybe he thinks, you know what, people are overestimating the difficulty of taking a fast expansion here. I can show you how it's done. It's actually easy. I can do it. Maybe that's his line of thinking? I don't know.
I'm not too sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have 7 maps, but I can't think of the 7th one. Maybe it is Last Refuge.
Okay, so Nice Game TV are saying that the loser picks the map, so maybe there are no vetoes.
And they're doing a break now on TV, so we'll be back in like 3 minutes, I guess, with map number 3, getting a small rest for us as well. And yeah, then we'll come back on Turtle Rock. That's absolutely correct. Remo, hard map to expand on, but I don't think we're gonna see this because it is close position, bro.
It is close position. The Undead picked this map after he lost the last game. Is he maybe now gonna regret this? Some players, some human players on Turtle Rock like to go for the very, very, very quick scout to punish the close position. Yours, for example, likes to do this. But it seems like Romantic, he does not want to do this.
No, looks pretty standard so far. No scout just yet. So he doesn't really know. There's a small chance of this close position, and he got it. But yeah, heavy pressure right in the early game. It's very easy for human, thanks to Militia, of course, thanks to a lot of footmen. That's the question how Lucifer is going to react to that. But so far, he built a very early Nerubian tower, and I think he went for a Spirit Tower as well, very early on. So he might be safe with that one. He will scout it now, and of course with the Acolyte arriving that early, Romantic will know what's going on as well. So the question is, how will they react? Oh, yeah. The Mountain King first.
Oh, wow. Whew, that is so dangerous though. MK on Turtle Rock. This means there's no healing for the MK. And because it's Turtle Rock, it also is not the easiest level 3. Not at all, in fact. You have to get the little turtles, you have to get the ogres, and you have to get your natural. All of them take Militia. This all takes some time, and the DK will be waiting with his coil, will be on the prowl. Honestly, I think if he doesn't get a fast DK bolts around, he's already in a lot of trouble, if Lucifer plays it correctly.
Yeah, but of course there is the chance to surround a lot of fiends if you play it correctly with Militia, with a lot of footmen. So if Lucifer receives heavy losses in the early game, that will slow him down a lot. So it's a double-edged sword, this Mountain King. He starts his creep right at the ogres, where you're supposed to start, I guess. Well, you can do it with the green camp, but this, of course, this creep spot takes a lot more time for the Death Knight to arrive, and he gets both ogres on his Mountain King, plus the Gloves of Haste, which is also very nice. Oh, Stormbolt. Can he react in time? Can he surround in time? Looks good. Whoa! I got it on the second attempt, and immediate Town Portal. That's a great start for the human.
I wonder, did Lucifer scout the first hero with the Acolyte? I don't think so. I think he didn't know about the MK, which is a bit of a mistake. If he had known about the MK, he most likely would have had the Acolyte in position. And this is the early TP I was talking about. This is a big, big deal. Now Lucifer always has to be super careful, because if he loses his DK during the pressure that he wants to put out in a little bit, it's gonna be disastrous for him. So already Romantic gets a little bit of breathing room here, but it's still Turtle Rock. Even with this breathing room, it is still gonna be hard to get this Expo up.
Yeah, Lucifer now with a very fast creep, pulling the ghouls, using a coil, getting as fast, killing those units as fast as humanly possible. On the other side, Romantic finishing this creep as well with the cloak. Not the worst item, I guess, to just hide and throw the hammer there, or to get rid of some fiends in the dark. So this is the Gloves of Haste for the Death Knight as well. But can he attack? Okay, he won't creep jack. He goes for the undead main base right away.
Oh, interesting. And Militia are coming over. What is happening? He's not gonna be fast expanding here. He's gonna be putting on pressure with Militia on tier 1. He's getting a backup shop in his main. This is looking really strange. We have a Spirit Tower coming up, which is of course super effective, but the Acolytes are gonna be suffering here quite a bit, I can only imagine.
Yeah, you see it. He cancels the tech, and that is so costly for the undead, man. Only level 2, at least he has the aura now, but how many Acolytes can he save? So many Militia coming in. There are 2 towers helping. The first Militia is down, the second one about to fall, but 1 Acolyte down as well. Romantic is losing a lot here, actually, but it will be worth it if he kills all the Acolytes. Town Portal now from the human player, and what did he accomplish? We'll have to see when the dust has settled.
He left the peasants there. He right-clicked the peasants on the tree so that they stay there. I don't know if it was intentional or a misclick. I think it was a misclick, and what a huge misclick to make. He right-clicked on the tree so they were harvesting the lumber, and so they remained behind, and in consequence, they're all dead now. Huge mistake. One of the biggest ones he could possibly make.
I don't know how stuff like this happens, but yeah, level 2.5 Mountain King, first Stormbolt again to a Fiend is 4 of them. Another bash coming in, so this Fiend is definitely gonna go down. There is plenty of coils. What? He released the surround, and this Fiend survives
Liar,
as well.
pants on fire. Yeah, tier 1 still on both sides, but the human has only a few peasants here. I don't... He was attacking the Haunted Goldmine for a while. Was his plan here to run over with Militia, attack the Haunted Goldmine, TP out, and try again if it doesn't succeed? Like, this game
is so weird. I mean, the series is so weird, right? The first 2 games were not like high-class Warcraft as well, but this from Romantic, that was a mistake that you rarely see. So no Town Portal anymore for both players. This is Boots of Speed for the MK. No hero on level 3, no hero with any big items, and no tier 2 tech yet, or not finished at least. And Romantic has no expansion to back this up, and he has no lumber workers.
Yeah, he's coming in again, second try. If the all-in fails in round 1, oftentimes you have to go for a second round. By the way, he double surrounds the Fiends here up to the north of the main, which is really nice for him. Those are most likely both gonna fall, and honestly bad positioning from Lucifer's side. And this might actually be working out, which is goddamn crazy.
Okay, 1 footman down, second one about to fall, but it's all gonna fall to the towers, I guess. Stormbolt on another Fiend, so he gets the 3rd one. There's still 1 more coil. Level up now for the Mountain King. This is huge. He has still another Stormbolt, and that's gonna hurt so hard. He wants to go for the Death Knight. He can surround him at his own crypt, and he succeeds with it. And I think this time the surround is close. He tries to fight out of there with a coil, but no chance in hell. This hero is dead, and the Mountain King survives. And so Lucifer is left alone with 3 Fiends. The Acolytes all survived. Tier 2 is halfway through, but was this the time that Romantic needed to stabilize his game? I'm not too sure, man.
This is such a strange game from Romantic, making, of course, that huge mistake, and in general, this weird strategy. But now, what did Lucifer just do? He super messed it up himself right there. He had... Pretty much the most important thing is don't let your DK die. Like, park him very defensively next to ziggurats and stuff. Or keep him out of bolt range. Or wait for the bolt to fly and then you can engage with him. But he made that huge mistake of letting his DK be so exposed. And he lost the 2 Fiends, which were in a bad position. But that's an easier mistake to make, I guess. And yeah, you're right. Romantic stabilize and might just be coming back into this game, which is a Turtle Rock close position MK first with Militia Rush. Like... What is this? This isn't BattleNet with like 40% players playing right now. This is NWL. This is not even the first round, but what a wonky game. More and more peasants, more and more footmen, he's going for the kill.
It's so much, man. Mass everything. And now he's going in for the Acolytes once again. It's not that hard to lose them now because the tech is finished. The Death Knight is back and he has access to potions now. So in general, this is a little easier for Lucifer to defend. But of course, he's fighting against the level 3 MK this time. The Fiend survives here. Nice micro by Lucifer, but there's no mana on the level 3 Death Knight now. The Acolytes so far, I think they all survive, but they have to repair the Haunted Goldmine now.
He tried to go for the kill again on the Goldmine. Didn't work. He loses the MK actually. And says GG in the end. It looked like he came back in this strange rush strategy. But yeah, I guess tier 1 mass militia, mass footman rush into an undead base in the end doesn't work anyways.
Remo, what the hell is this series? I feel like I don't know. What are we casting here?
Well,
it's
the game's
so unusual.
The games before we just saw few mistakes, but this, like, again, this strategy is so strange. I mean, it's tempting, I guess, to go for this with close position, but even if the MK hammer is okay, wouldn't an Archmage be way better? You have range damage all the time, you have the summons over and over.
Yeah.
I guess he wanted to go for the hero kill, and that was his only possibility in his mind to win this, which makes sense, I guess. But well, let's wipe this clean. Romantic needs to put this out of his head. Anyways, this was the Undead's pick. The loser picks the map, the next one, and obviously Turtle Rock is the best one for Undead. So maybe it was just he thought a lost game anyways, and he just tried to go for something weird. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt here. The next map is going to be the serious one. He picks the next map, and it's obviously going to be way better for Human.
It's Stand.
But he's up against the ropes right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So he needs to make it work.
Match points for Lucifer, 2 of them actually. So yeah, Tarina Stand is the next map. And this is not an Undead map.
No, this is pretty damn bad for Undead. Super easy for Human to get level 3. Not super easy, but pretty damn easy Merc Camp support. And if you decide to not get the natural, it's also super easy to take expansion. But if you go for the natural and the Undead's harassment is on point, it can be very, very painful.
So far, Lucifer's harasses have been good, especially in map 1, where he stole a lot. By the way, we have a new subscriber, which is Sabian. Thank you very much for that one, for your commitment to the stream. And we're waiting for the players. Maybe they're taking, once again, a little rest or are not able to find the game, or they are thinking about what the hell just happened here. I mean, Lucifer has so much experience. He knows how to react to this, I guess, but Romantic, he has this style that no one else has, I guess, and it's always too weird. Every time I cast this dude, I think, why is he doing this? He makes so many easy mistakes, but sometimes it just works in the end. He is definitely the weirdest player in the scene right now.
You think so? More than Sock?
Yeah, what is so weird about Sock?
Dude, how many times do I have to tell you about the game on Echo Isles where he instantly tower rushed and followed up with a Tinker?
Well, yeah, that was one game. I mean, for Romantic, I haven't seen one standard game from Romantic. Not one.
Nah, that's not true, man. We saw a standard game on Echo Isles. Just before...
That was the...
I mean, it had a few mistakes, but it was standard strategy.
Yeah.
I would say anyways. Turner stand also lends itself to the standard play, because again, the Expo is so much encouraged on this map. So I think we can expect the normal kind of human gameplay here.
Okay. Well, I don't think so, but we're about to see. Lucifer joined the game, Romantic joined the game. Ready we are. And time to go into map 4 of this series. Match points for Lucifer. Romantic has to win this or he's out of the tournament, since this is the loser bracket already. Romantic lost 3-0 versus Lawliot. And now he could be eliminated by another Korean, by the ESWC winner of 2006. And the game just started. Waiting for the... Yeah, it's finished now. In game we go.
And of course, are you waiting for the recording to start?
No, we're recording.
Okay.
Time, except the break.
And of course, the question right now again is it going to be Archmage? Honestly, almost every human nowadays, in China at least, prefers the Archmage heavily over the MK. But Romantic just showed that he likes to also pick the MK every now and then. Was it only because of that super cheesy, super weird strategy he was going for, or does he like the MK as well in standard games? Are we going to see him here with a normal expansion? If we were asking Chechi, who might be in chat right now, I'm not sure, he would say, you definitely want to go for the MK. Why would you ever go for anything else ever? It's the best thing in the world. But most of the Chinese players don't seem to have that opinion anymore. Infi and TH, there was a time where they picked the MK pretty much always against Undead, but that time seems to be over. But Romantic is a little bit different from those top 2 players. And my time of talking has been long enough, and we see the Archmage is the first hero choice again.
Yeah, I think the Archmage is pretty good. Pretty good opening here with the Water Elementals this time. A little more safe, I guess. So not that... action-packed Warcraft that we saw on TR. In general, I like the Archmage more in the early game. So his #1 priority will, of course, be to get the expansion up as well. So the question is, natural expansion here at the orange spot or the green one in the bottom left or the upper right? I guess he's gonna go for the natural with a lot of militia support.
We see both, definitely, both are valid from top humans, but I prefer not the natural, because if you go for the natural, you can't really take the Merc Camp, I feel. You're also overshooting on experience for level 3 if you do that, but having the Merc Camp support is just so good in general always, but here it's pretty easy to take, and it's on the way to your expansion if you decide to go down there, so I prefer... if the human doesn't go for the natural, but rather the Merc Camp followed up by the tiny creep camp for the Expo down there. But yeah, as I said, both attempts are viable. Romantic seems to me like he hasn't been prioritizing his level 3 on the AM too much so far this series. But on Twisted, on Tyrannus, I mean, it's so easy to get it, so I think this time he is gonna wait for his level 3 before taking the Expo.
I think so too. It is a clause of attack. Nice. It's okay.
This is such a good inventory for the AM,
yeah,
man.
Plus 9 damage.
So in the early game.
Additional mana points. This is the absolute dream drop in the early game. Maybe his circlet is a little better than the claws, but he can do so much pressure, man. He can always attack the little skeletons here. It doesn't need that many hits to kill them. It's additional experience, and of course slows down the undead, who didn't do that well here, but of course he just arrived to the scenery. Ooh,
Lucifer is
ghouls.
changing it up. This is not a Ted BO, something we neglected to mention. It's ghouls, in fact. And this is super damn strong if the opponent goes for the natural. Might be a hard counter GG, actually. But he's going for the Merc Camp creep, and the interception is there. We saw Romantic being hesitant before, cancelling creeping, but this time he's not hesitant. He is going in for the creep, but Lucifer should be able to fairly well be interrupting this, and we see mass mercenaries already.
Yeah, Lucifer is getting the Berserker, stealing it from his opponent, of course denying it. It will go down immediately. Romantic got the Shadow Priest, so no Dispel for the Undead here, and he's losing a Ghoul. So far, I think Romantic is doing okay.
Yeah, I wonder why he's not committing deeper in there. He still has 2 more coils. Maybe he wants to wait for the Taskmaster. He doesn't click on these creeps, man. Why does he not click on the creeps to see the hit points? We saw this before on Echo Isles as well. He had so much time to click and see, but he doesn't do it. And yeah, he wastes the coil again. Romantic once more nicely baiting out the coil with the creep being slightly above coil kill threshold. And yeah, honestly, not that well done by the Korean Undead here.
Indeed, very weak opening. I mean, if you find your opponent at one of the hardest creep spots on the map, and it's that stage of the game so early, I think you could do more. And this was a big invul potion, and now he finds another pair of claws. It's plus 15 damage on the Archmage, man. This is so great for the early game. I think this expansion will come through pretty easy. Level 2 on the Death Knight.
Archmage with those items, yes. And level 3, and the Shadow Priest. These ghouls are no threat at all. Yeah. By the way, Lucifer, as you pointed out, he bought that mercenary, he stole the Berserker from his opponent, and I guess it makes sense. You don't want to have to deal with a Berserker against your ghouls, but buying that mercenary was pretty much a death sentence for him, because you have to almost know that you're not going to be getting it out alive. So is it worth that, taking it away, but wasting all that gold, basically? I'm not sure. Well, now he's going for the peasants. He might be getting a few, but look at the damage that is here for the human side. He's easily able to deal with this, and with the ghoul harassment, he doesn't even get 1 peasant. And that really tells you about the stage of the game. Like, when you go for ghouls, you want to deal massive damage to the early expansion, and so far, nothing has been done.
More militia coming from the north. Can he get a ghoul here, an additional one? It's just that. Look at the fireballs, man. They are. It's just crazy damage. Against them ghouls. I don't know, man. Lucifer is losing hit point after hit point after hit point. He's not really feeding the Archmage so hard. I mean, he was kind of at the early stage of the game, but now it kind of settles. Tier 2 is finished now. He switches to Fiends, he gets the Lich, but this expansion is so damn safe, man. Tech should start for Romantic in a sec. Oh, well, he has massive lumber problems here. So there is a big tech advantage for Lucifer, but can he capitalize?
Yeah, the Archmage is gonna be level 4 soon. That means a lot more water elementals. Well, not a lot more, but a little bit more. Finds a Tome of Intelligence +2, by the way. Another slight boost for him in terms of right-click potential. Finds the sentry wards as well, gives him a lot of information on this map. And Lucifer now plan B. Try to creep something, try to get a dangerous army yourself. But this once more opens up harassment possibilities. On Echo Isles it was neck-breaking to Lucifer, the harassment his opponent was able to do. This time he loses the Slaughterhouse. And that puts the timing so far away. Lucifer again in a tough spot.
Indeed, there is the kill on the Shadow Priest, but he has another one. Still so many footmen. Here comes the Nova. Can he kill one of them? They're all looking super duper healthy. And yeah, I don't think there's enough damage. Maybe this one footman, but it's so easy. It buys time for the human player that he needs to get his tech up. Still, okay, he finally buys the Shredder because he still has lumber problems. Now he can start the tech. But still he doesn't. Okay, yeah, now he does.
And he wants to get the towers as well. So he's getting towers at the expo and tech in the main at the same time. No towers in the main, which can possibly be exploited. But with the expo being much closer to the undead than the main, it is very much, you can pretty much always expect that the undead is going towards your expansion on Tirana stand. And that seems to be where Lucifer is heading. With some ghouls again, and Muddy the Mud Golem, ladies and gentlemen, the first appearance of today. But yeah, these ghouls, man, against all this right click from the AM from the water elementals, they seem to not be a good choice at all at the moment.
Didn't really work. Mighty the Mud Golem once again the first target, and there he dies. Okay, Nova on the Berserker, so he kind of does a good job dealing with the mercenaries, but at the same time losing so much hits, so many hit points on his fiends. Has to send them all away, so there will be no threat to the economy of Romantic at all. Level 2 on the Lich, that was fairly fast for him, I guess. Almost level 3 on the Death Knight as well.
Romantic just sent the 2 trolls into the little Murloc camp there, lost the Berserker. Another decently big mistake, loses another Fiend thanks to the Archmage with boost of speed, already level 4.5. The Wizard, man, he looks like he's nothing to really fear, but this game he absolutely is. He loses a few footmen here and there, but the DK is still not level 3. Tech on a decent way, towers coming up without any contention. Romantic is pretty much sailing through this game.
Yeah, tier 2 tech is about to finish here. Now there are towers in the main base. How far along is Lucifer's tech? Ooh, just 1/3. At least he has the Slaughterhouse up. He has regeneration now for mana and HP. Still no level 3 Death Knight. But now he gets it, finally. Lich always with a lot of mana thanks to Dark Ritual. But will it be enough? I don't think so, man. The expansion seems to be very secure. Well, there is an opening here, so it's not completely walled off. But what can he do with it?
Second Slaughterhouse in Lucifer's main.
Uh-huh.
We don't see that much anymore nowadays. Mass Destroyers are gonna be coming in. He finds, by the way, the Rune Bracers. Possibly good later on when the dangerous MK is on the battlefield. Oh, Tome of Experience. Pretty good drops here for Lucifer. I was thinking maybe this was gonna be a counter expansion again with him taking the natural, but the second Slaughterhouse definitely points towards aggression. And double level 3 now, and possibly quite a few destroyers, could be dangerous.
Romantic at the same time, going for the second expansion. Of course, you can take it with ease here. And he keeps the undead busy with his Archmage alone. He, of course, has scouted the second Slaughterhouse already, thanks to the Watch Award, in the middle of the undead's main. And he has no idea about it. Oh, this is Meat Wagons.
Oh, wow. Double Slaughterhouse Meat Wagons. Interesting. I wasn't expecting this, definitely. It's double Meat Wagons.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, the Archmage is hitting so hard, the Water Elementals are hitting so hard. I'm not too sure if you can keep him alive.
Well, if he gets a decent number of destroyers out, like 2 or rather 3, he can deal with the Water Elementals and keep the Meat Wagons alive if he micros well. Which so far I'm not sure he has this game. Keeps on creeping, but against soon to be 2 expansions, even if you put on pressure, even if you put pressure on 1 with the Meat Wagons, I don't think it's gonna be enough.
Me neither, but we're about to see. Big invul potion for the undead as well. So this expo, wow, tons of towers first. Okay, better safe than sorry, I guess, for belief. It's not finished yet, but it will be soon. Level 1 masonry upgrade, and the workshops are coming already, tier 3 tech as well. It's only 2 workshops, so I guess we can expect knights and gyrocopters again.
Ah, but it's triple gold mine. That's very
Yeah.
very tempting for the human to go into mass workshop. So I think that could be coming more. And he sees the Meat Wagons right now.
Another invul potion on the Archmage, boots of speed as well. He sold the claws, so he's not that threatening anymore. Did not hand it over to the Mountain King. Of course, Blade Master or Demon Hunter would have been so easy.
Now maybe Lucifer can find some pickoffs here. He's still at 50 supply. He hasn't broken yet, but the AM with the Water Elementals threatening the Meat Wagons already. If one of them has fallen quickly, even though the Coil Nova was expended for the Water Elemental. Now we even have a Sacrificial Skull here to bolster this push. Again, Coil Nova on the Water Elemental, and the Invul Potion kind of wasted to follow up by the AM. But in the end, it might be enough to get the wagon here. If not, it's still walking away all the time. It's not firing, it's not putting any pressure on the Expo, and yeah, the Meat Wagon dies in the end. This push seems to not be working out, but now Coil and Nova, I mean, onto the AM. He has to TP out before the Coil comes, but he will survive.
Okay, at least he got the small invo potion, he got the town portal. That's like 500 gold. But what can he accomplish now without the siege damage? Of course he has double slaughterhouse. Will he tower? I mean, he has an acolyte ready.
It's just for repair.
For repair, of course, but it's a lot investment into the ziggurat and the tower, of course. So second shop is coming already. Upgrades here for the knights. And 2 more wagons are coming now, but this buys so much time.
There's only level 1 masonry though, so this town hall might be in a bit of danger once the siege tanks arrive. And if they, I mean the meat wagons, excuse me, and they can be protected. That's the other point, of course.
There's plenty of mana on the Lich, there's plenty of mana on the Death Knight, so Coil Nova always an option. Stormbolt on a Ghoul.
And just wants to get a bit of experience here, I guess, as much as he can. But yeah, again, the meat wagons are being driven away. But the Undead is getting more and more experience. Now the Paladin, Bolt keeps the Lich from Novaing, and this might be enough to save his life. Potion of Healing, in fact, heals him up again. But the Water Elementals are chasing down the meat wagons. More and more are coming. The Paladin now in a lot of trouble. When's he gonna fall? The Coil kills him, gets the last hit. Finally, level 4 for the DK. But still, Lucifer being driven back further and further and further.
Yeah, and Romantic is mining from 2 gold mines at the same time, with the option to take his natural later on. So at the moment, there's basically no chance for Lucifer to expand on his own. Zeppelin bought now to save all of the wagons. That was actually pretty nice. Double Dispel on the Water Elementals, first one down. Stormbolt on the Death Knight, but there is a big invul and he's super fast, so he can tank that. There is no Nova at the moment, otherwise the Mountain King would be in danger. But there's a Step of Sanctuary, so he's safe as well. But the undead heroes, you mentioned it, they're leveling quite fast.
Yeah, but the clock's ticking here. The mass income is coming in, and the human army is amassing. We have gyros and knights being produced from the main. And once that reaches like AT supply, that is impossible to defeat for the undead player. So I think his timing window of dealing damage and pressuring with the meat wagons has already closed. He has 4 of them in the Zeppelin, but even if he gets this Expo now, I don't think it's gonna be enough. He needed, I think, more destroyers more quickly. At least have 2 destroyers immediately, so that the water elementals don't drive you away solo. I think that was the big mistake. He needed more destroyers at an earlier time. But now, maybe Romantic is engaging too early. He hasn't pooled the largest amount of army just yet. And with this small force, well, the gyros are coming in. That changes the scope, of course. But the Paladin almost being killed. Again, the potion of invulnerability has to be used. And the meat wagons all die inside the Zeppelin. All of them have been gotten rid of. The Paladin dies as well. But still, only level 1. He will be back shortly. And more knights are streaming out.
Yeah, Lucifer lost 12 supply there, man. And calls for the GG. That's the equalizer after 17 minutes here on Tarina Stand. And we get the deciding game, the grudge match between Romantic and Lucifer. It's been an entertaining series. It's been a weird series. And yeah, pretty curious what the last map is and what these players are going to show us there.
Yeah, you are kind of hinting towards it. Not the most flawless play we've been seeing today, to be honest. Few mistakes here and there were definitely being detected. But yeah, map number 3. Now Lucifer has the map choice. And it actually came down all the way. We have gone all the whole stretch here in this best of 5 series. And I wonder what map he's gonna pick. Yeah, we already had Ancient Isles, we already had Turtle Rock. Those are probably the best undead maps.
I think
Last Refuge, maybe?
Exactly. I think it's down to Last Refuge or Amazonia.
Amazonia, of course, also not the easiest map to take an expansion on, but it's definitely possible.
Yeah. By the way, we got a nice donation by Bjorne123, 10 euros. You guys are doing a fantastic job. I really enjoy your casting. Keep up the excellent work. That is so nice of you to say, and of course, so nice of you to do. The last map is Secret Valley.
Ah, we forgot about that one. Also, very much so a standard expansion map for the human player.
But it's kind of hard, I think, because the expansion is so far away from the main base. You see players like Reprisal not expanding anymore against Night Elf because of that.
Yeah, but against Night Elf it's a lot tougher than against Undead. I think against Undead it's still very doable.
Okay, yeah.
But Secret Valley, sometimes we also see the Ghoul push that was being used by Lucifer on Tyranno's stand, where I really was doubting it because Tyranno's easy to creep, easy Merc camp support, and yeah, Killer AM was going crazy with the Ghouls. But on Secret Valley, the natural is actually pretty damn tough to take. There is no mercenaries, and some of the peasants might be hurt already from the poison creeps that are the gnolls from camp number 1. So going for that strat again, perhaps, is going to be his choice for the last map, and I could see that working out as well.
Okay. Yeah, possible. Or maybe some super fancy stuff that we cannot expect here. We saw Believe with the Dreadlord lately. That would be a nice choice, but since it's about do or die, the loser of this map will drop out of the NWL King of Kings Season 1, where it's a prize pool of 9,000 US dollars, 10 million won. Korean won this is. I don't want to say this. No.
All right.
I don't want to say what I wanted to say now. Romantic is changing his color.
All right, something, a bit of psychology that you always like to go into. When players are losing, they like to change colors and hope that their superstition will work out and they will take the victory.
But Romantic won the last game, so this time it's a bit of an odd choice.
You're right, actually. Excuse me. But I think he was like dark green on Turtle Rock.
Yeah, true. He changed it as well.
So he was changing it all the time, I think.
So Lucifer is back into this game. We are ready. We're just waiting for Romantic to hit the ready button. Then we're good to go and have the decider. Of course, earlier today, unfortunately, Believe versus Xiao KK was a death win for the Undead. Xiao KK had to leave because there was an issue with his girlfriend. He had to go there.
So, Neo.
Yes, Remo.
With NWL.
Yo.
Today was a bit of a weird day. We had a death loss. We had a second series, which we're going to be concluding, right now. But there's many more players with a lot of talent between them. So when are we going to be seeing this continue, this tournament?
Tomorrow, it's going to be So-In versus Czech, an Orc versus a Night Elf, and on his own wedding day, Focus versus Remind. Zotac Cup final, I don't know, we've seen this 100 times before, but one of them is going to drop out in round 1 of the loser bracket, and that's going to be a big surprise. I think Focus lost 3-0 to, to Yumiko. Remind lost 3-0 to WFZ. Two big upsets, or at least in that height, definitely an upset, that both Korean players were not able to take a single map from the Chinese. And now they're facing each other tomorrow.
If he actually plays on his wedding day, that would be kind of crazy, man.
Yeah, but they are crazy for Warcraft in Korea. So I can imagine that. Maybe, I know, it's actually late in Korea when they play this. It's about 8 or 9 p.m.
Postpone the wedding night.
Yeah. Sorry, girl. I gotta play. Oh, boy.
By the way, after that, we have Kalaksa Cup number 5, so I'm sorry. We have to wait until tomorrow.
Yeah, and on Sunday, I don't know, man. There's Jera Cup, and I want to prepare for that.
Yeah, but last Jera Cup actually, Focus was pretty disappointing. But this is not Jera Cup, neither is it Focus playing right now. It's gonna be the last game of our last series of today.
Lucifer said, Romantic, you're on random. I don't know if it's still the case because I don't know the Chinese letters. But I guess it is.
It's showing human right here.
Yeah. Okay, so he changed it. That would be so funny. And we're here. Romantic as a human player, Lucifer as an undead. We're switching in-game for the final map of today. It is Secret Valley, as mentioned before, and he changed the color again. Bah. This is the nightmare.
Light green this time, and yeah. We have Romantic, the Chinese player here, the human player, starting in the bottom left against Lucifer, the undead legend, the living legend from Korea, playing, as undead, obviously. We have seen quite a few weird games here in this series. We saw an MK fast militia rush, not even with towers, but just trying to kill the haunted gold mine actually with right clicks. Didn't quite work out. But I guess apart from that, it was always fast expansion attempts. On Ancient Isles, it didn't work out, but the other times it did. But of course, Tyranna Stand was the map, and the other fast expansion where it worked was Echo Isles. So that's two very good maps with very easy mercenary support. Secret Valley, not so much, and in fact, we don't see the old wizard on the horse this time. We see the Mountain King once more.
Indeed, and I think that Secret Valley is pretty similar to Ancient Isles. Of course, there are several differences, but the playstyle on those maps seems to be very, very equal. So I slightly favor Lucifer here in this one. He's already scouting with that Acolyte, of course, going for the Death Knight first. But yeah, Mountain King. Is it easy to creep with an MK, this expansion? Rather than
it's definitely not easier.
Yeah, sure.
Archmage is always easier, but it's definitely doable. You kill the trolls with a militia and have the footman on DK duty. And always threaten with a bolts around, obviously. This time, by the way, he is scouting this with an Acolyte on Turtle Rock, where we also saw an MK. This was not scouted, and he immediately ran into a surround. But this time, he knows. But this is Secret Valley, so the first creep camp gives you almost level 2. And if you do it right, you can finish it before the DK arrives, and it seems like that's exactly what's going to be happening.
He lost a few HP thanks to the poison, but he gets the claws of attack again. And now the Death Knight with 2 skeletons arrives to the scenery, just ready to interrupt the expansion creep. The Acolyte's still ready here for supporting the undead. But yeah, of course, it's all about slowing down the creep, the start of the expansion creep, then it's about killing peasants, then it's about keeping the Mountain King away from level 3, but yeah, you see with his movement how far away he is from the Mountain King that he is kind of scared of him.
Yeah, and I think this is actually something that Lucifer usually does really well. Having the DK far enough away. He keeps him in hold position and uses the skeletons to get close, to get the coils. He uses it on the little creep right here actually, but he was full mana, and that's when you're very liberal with your coil usage anyways. And yeah, you can see it right here. He always keeps him at bay, keeps him at distance. And I think that's one thing that Lucifer is actually good at. What he's not good at, what we see again, is clicking on the creeps.
That was so obvious, man!
Yeah, once more he was being baited, and for the third or fourth time we see this now. Definitely something Romantic wants to go for. Maybe now he wants to go for the bolts around, doesn't actually get it. The militia are leaving the main base, and this is going to be the expansion attempt. By the way, only 1 coil, maybe 2 coils remaining, because he already expended quite a few of them. Might also have been a mistake from the undead.
Lucifer already halfway through with his tech. That is quite fast, and now, yeah, here's the creep. Can he steal something? The big Magi is still around. Oh, Stormbolt, surround is coming. Can he block it with a Fiend? No, he can't. He's once again surrounded, and he does not get the Mauler. It's incredible.
Oh man, He really needs to work on this, man. Like, this is not working out at all. MK almost level 3. He knows the DK is far away. He can easily get level 3 either with the Null Warden at the fountain or with the little Murlocs in the middle of the map. Expansion is coming up. So is the tower. What is the plan B here for Lucifer? We saw him on Tyrannus going meat wagons, which are not that great in most cases against the AM. Against the MK, actually, they can be really good. Maybe he's gonna try to go for it again, and maybe this time it's gonna be stronger.
Yeah, the threat of a Mountain King is a little lower because, of course, meat wagons can be bolted. There is no water elementals that you can send to kill those guys. So yeah, I totally agree with that one. On the other side, tier 2 is finished. With the Lich, the pressure towards the expansion is a lot higher. And of course, the pressure against the Mountain King as well. He's scouting a lot. He wants to creep jack now on his own. 6 footmen, of course, always ready. Forest around the skeletons, wants to kill something but fail. That means level 3 for the Mountain King because of that one skeleton.
Exactly. It's actually big, that one skeleton kill. Because now Lucifer has to be so careful being outside of his base. He also has no TP, by the way, remember? He lost the TP before, being bolt surrounded again. And Romantic is coming in for some damage. He has the boots, he has a quick MK, he also has the staff teleportation. And this could be disastrous for the Korean.
Here comes the first Stormbolt, that's the first dead Fiend. There was a coil though, but oh my god, can he hammer him again? There's plenty of mana. Can he get the Death Knight for the second time in like 2 minutes? Stormbolt is coming. And he's blocking himself a bit. Stuttering movement by Romantic, but there's one more bolt coming when the cooldown is off. This has to be a better execution than before. Come on, MC Hammer, throw him. There is no aura. Here we go. Can he get the follow-up? Oh, he doesn't even need the footman because he knows there is one more bolt coming. And where is it?
He tries to fog him around the trees, but it doesn't work. The bolt last hits him. Level 2 bolt, pretty strong spell, and the DK falls. What a disastrous game for Lucifer,
Indeed, a horrible, horrible, horrible opening. This is an actual nightmare. It doesn't get much worse than this. The Mountain King has nice items. The Mountain King has everything he needs. Level 3.5. He missed basically all the coils except the first one on the little poacher, which gives you like 0 experience basically. And now the Mountain King can do whatever he wants. Creep up to level 5 maybe if he has the time. Well, the Death Knight was only level 1, so he is back actually. But what can he do with a level 1/1 hero combo? Not too much.
Yeah, and he decided not to go for the tier 2 destroyer meat wagon push. Oh, he's actually staff of teleportationing into the main with a footman that was sent there, and that's level 4 for the MK.
He has a big mana potion. He can throw hammers
use it.
all he wants.
Doesn't want to use it though, is the question. Like, it's so strong if you defend against fiends once they attack your main. He uses it. He goes for the ghouls. Might be kind of a misusage here. But alright, he's dealing more damage, he's buying more time. Kills another ghoul, but he is gonna lose quite a bit here.
How many acolytes are there? All 5, but there are more hammers coming. 3 of them. Yeah, boom, 1 hitting the acolyte. Second acolyte down, and he's in tech, and he's 1/3 away from finishing that one. There is 2 more bolts and 3 more acolytes. But of course the repair gets slower and slower. The staff is on cooldown, so he might have to pull the town portal.
Lucifer closed off his base, by the way, because he didn't want the MK to just walk towards his acolytes. But now look at his fiends. They can't attack against the footmen that are standing in the back because he walled off his base. This is just so painful to watch. The MK has 1 more bolt, gonna use it now and then TP probably. Or even stay in here for as long as he can. He's buying so much time. Tier 3 finishes for Lucifer with 25 supply remaining. Mass acolytes being reproduced. But oh boy, is he getting battered here.
Hitting him over and over and over on the head. Okay, now slowly but steady the footmen are dying. But what's it worth? At least he can keep the haunted gold mine alive. Where
he doesn't have that much resource anymore to repair. Is he actually going to lose the haunted gold mine?
There's no repair coming. He has to mine now. He's using some gold. Oh boy, he has the town portal, so now the main damage output from the MK is gone. The haunted gold mine remains alive, but the question, of course, is for how long. Romantic has more than 1,300 gold. He is almost on tier 2. Mountain King is an absolute beast. The Lich is not even level 2. There's plenty of acolytes to rebuild. Okay, that's the first one, but then yeah, he has no resources for a third hero, no resources for the destroyer upgrade, for statues.
And as this catastrophe was happening, Chechi was crying out in chat, balance! As he is not satisfied with what he's seeing right here, and I can only imagine neither is Lucifer. Where do you even go from here, man? Like, there's no way you can kill the Expo. He has 2 Fiends and a statue. He's not trying to go to counter-expand, he's trying to creep as much as he can right now, but I don't even know what he's supposed to do. MK, he's not satisfied with this game. He wants some more hammer time, he wants some more kills.
And he can easily provide them, I guess, with that mana pool he has. But he's happy with Fiends as well. First Bolt, first Surround. Oh, not the first dead Fiend, but it's only a matter of time. Nova connects here, so he gets the revenge kill. But of course, Fiend's a lot more valuable. And now it's on the Lich. The Surround is closed again. Still no Town Portal. He could swap the potion, or can he fight out of there? He uses the potion, so the Lich remains alive. The question is for how long. That was another Nova. And nope, it's GG. Lucifer, desperate, can't really help himself anymore. And after a promising start for the Undead, he lost the series with 3-2 and is out of the NWL.
Alright, the human prevails. He was looking shaky in game number 1, where Lucifer actually looked kind of strong. Then on Turtle Rock, we saw an absolutely crazy game where he also lost. But the other 3 games, pretty straightforward. Fast Expo, human style, sometimes MK, sometimes Archmage. And yeah, he takes it, he wins. Lucifer again showing us that he is not a very consistently strong player. And as you say it, the legend is out of this tournament.
So Romantic, who will he meet? Let's see, I guess the loser of Lawlight and Joshishi. So, oh, maybe they reverse it. I'm not too sure. We'll see it in the upcoming days when the Chinese update the bracket. But yeah, that was something else, to say the least.
Yeah.
It was entertaining, but it was not the best Warcraft we ever saw.
Not really, no. But if you want to see some high-level Warcraft from a human perspective, actually, Todd is going to start his stream in just a second. And if you're asking, what, Todd? The Todd? Yes, actually, the Todd is going to be starting his stream. And after we're done with our goodbyes, we're also going to be hosting them. And I guess I'm starting my goodbyes right now. I thank you very much for tuning in again, guys. Tomorrow we continue. We basically continue every day of this week. We have a crazy schedule currently. And I hope we'll see you guys again. And I hope you also enjoyed it. And yeah, take care.
All right. And